Hi, this is Shirley Solis with shirleysolis.com, and today again are joining me Alexis and Nikki Solis. We have been talking about why it's so important for your children to learn entrepreneurship skills, although they may be very young. Now, last time I told you the story of Alexis and Nikki sharing and learning about family businesses and having their own business even at a young age. And we talked about why it was so important because it really helped to boost up their confidence. Now, today we want to talk to you about the fact that being able to have their own money really helped them to understand the value of money and why it helped them so much towards their financial future. Now, I want to ask you, Alexis, why do you think it was so important for you to have your own business? By the way, they were selling marshmallow guns. Like we had our family business, and they were also selling marshmallow guns and toys. And what else did you guys sell? Like candy, snacks, lollipops, snacks. I mean, they would sell whatever came through their way just so that they can make a little bit extra money. So, Alexis, tell people why, like looking back, we could really tell that you having your own business really helped you to value money. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, I think when I would learn to value money just from seeing that I had to work for it and I had to just really work towards getting my money rather than just getting it from my parents for doing chores or whatever. I would really learn to value that, I would think about my purchases that I was going to make, I would think, is this worth what I had to go through to get this money, And most people don't learn that at such an early age. They learn it more in their 20s, when they actually have to start working for their money and when they have a job. So then they're like, wow, I had to work 12 hours to pay for this TV, And that's just something that I've grown up with. I learned that at an early age, so I just think that really helped me with thinking about my purchases and just really valuing the money that I had to work towards.
That's
making.
Great. Now, what I want to tell you is that back then we didn't realize that there were going to be all of those great benefits for our children, but now we know what it takes. We know what it did for them to really instill in them those business principles, and those are the things that we want to share with you. Now, we did tell you last time that we are going to be having a free webinar that all three of us are going to be doing. And in this free webinar, I'm going to be teaching you what I learned from helping my children have their own business and what it was like having a family business. And the boys here are going to give your children ideas of what businesses they can do even at 7 or 6, 7, 8 years old and all the way up to 17 and 18. But with that in mind, I want to make sure that you visit shirleysolis.com/youngpreneur and you'll be able to register for the free webinar. Now, going back to Nikki, I want to tell you a story about Nikki, and this was that the very first year that we traveled together as a family, they had little envelopes, and in that envelope, every single one of them would put in their savings money, spending money, charity money, and just money for college or whatever. They would just use these envelopes to be able, like Dave Ramsey promotes. And we would put their money, or they would put their own money. We would pay them, and they would put their money in envelopes. Well, the first year, of course, they spent their spending money. And when he got home, he realized that he didn't have any more spending money. So I want you to tell me. I mean, he was only 8 years old, and then listen to what happened. So I want you to tell, what you deducted out of the fact that when you got home, you didn't have any money, and what you did the following year to make up for that.
It was so long ago, and I still remember easily that my parents always taught me to keep my receipts, so that at the end of the year you can go through them, you can add them all up, and you can see what you spent on, the different things that you spent it on, how much you spent. You can calculate all those things. So when we got home after the 6 months of traveling, I remember getting all my receipts in a big pile of receipts. I had a calculator there, pen, and paper. And I started adding them all up, adding every single thing I spent. And then I don't remember how much I spent, but I had just spent it all. And then I realized that it was a bunch of small payments. It was one small payment here, one small payment there. I would buy something small at the Dollar Tree. It was all those small things that added up into a big thing, and then I didn't have any spending money left.
Right.
So then I had learned that, and then I remember telling my mom, and then the following year, I decided that I was going to save more of my money instead of spending it all. That way I'd have spending money when I got home.
Well, what I really liked, I don't know if you remember this, but you actually had 2 spending envelopes.
2 spending envelopes.
I remember this.
I think one of the envelopes were for when I got home, and I think that one had a little bit more, and then the other envelope would be a smaller spending envelope that I could spend when we were traveling for souvenirs and stuff like that.
Right. So what he deducted was actually the reasoning of the fact that here was the season of his life. You know, in 1 year there were 5 or 6 months during that period of time that he was making money, but there was 6 months where he wasn't making any money. So from the first experience, he realized, well, I should have 2 spending envelopes. Like out of all of the money that was going to be spending money, he separated it into 2 spending money envelopes, like the one for while he was traveling and the one for when we got home. So that's pretty much like when somebody has a feast and famine kind of business, they realize like they should save for the time when they don't have. So that was something that you did that really impacted me about how when children handle money at a young age, and their parents' wisdom and advice is there to help them and to guide them, these children develop skills that are going to help them absolutely in their future, financially, you know, in the future, not just the people skills, but the financial skills. Like, can you imagine if we could give those kind of skills to our children today? So as you can see, there's a lot of wealth of information here, a lot of wisdom that we want to share with you. So we highly encourage you to sign up for the webinar that Nick, Alexis, and I are going to be doing. And you can sign up at shirleysolis.com/youngpreneur. shirleysolis.com/youngpreneur, and register for that free webinar so that you and your children, because we highly encourage you to be in that webinar with your kids. They can ask questions and they can just think about how they can develop and grow their small businesses in the coming year. All right, so we invite you. Anything you guys want to say?
Please join us. That's it.
Absolutely. You, Nick?
Yeah, go for it. It's totally worth it.
It's totally worth it. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.